Welcome to Amsterdam. We're here for the marathon weekend with the event sponsors Mizuno. Amsterdam is one of the fastest and flattest courses in the world, so it's perfect for anybody wanting to break their PB or try the marathon distance for the very first time. And we've brought 5 of our athletes to compete in both the half marathon and the full marathon distance. We're going to ask them about how their training's gone so far, how they feel before the race, we'll interview them afterwards, and we'll also get some handy tips and advice on how to compete in the marathon distance. We're also going to take a sneaky look at a brand new shoe from Mizuno, their fastest shoe yet, which is due out in 2023. It's very exciting. You're going to find out more about that during this video. Now let's chat to the athletes and find out more about them.
Hi guys, I'm Fabio, I'm running Amsterdam. For me it's the second marathon this year. I've already done Milano in Italy in April. Have fun for sure. Having fun is more important than have time. Before the marathon I like to wake up early, have a good breakfast, some muesli and a coffee. Italian coffee, yeah, espresso.
Hi, I'm Joe and I'm running Amsterdam. No, this is my fifth half marathon. Done Leeds, Wilmslow last year. This will be my first big city half marathon.
Hello, my name is Ben Walmsley and I'm running the Amsterdam Marathon. I'm hoping to run around 2:40, maybe 2:35 if I'm lucky. About 3 miles, nice and easy. Not going to gain anything before tomorrow. Best marathon tip is to get plenty of mileage in. Not always to run really fast, loads of base mileage, so nice and easy.
Hi, I'm Eleanor Bolton and I'm running Amsterdam. This is my first half marathon. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's longer than I've done before, so it'll be a challenge, but it'll be good. It's actually my second time in Amsterdam. I came when I was 18, but just for a holiday. So first time running in Amsterdam. I'm most looking forward to finishing in stadium. I think that's really cool for a road race to actually finish on a track, and it being the Olympic Stadium is also really cool.
I'm Ben Fish and I'm running Amsterdam. I've been running 25 years competitively. It was 2:25 back in 2008. I really enjoyed the stadium start and finish. Thought it was really grand. Yeah, the atmosphere is terrific. Yeah, and you've got the crowds all around. You go through Vondel Park as well, which is really nice. It's yeah, terrific marathon. I'd like to beat my 26-year-old self, definitely. Yeah. Lots of patience and yeah, consistency, commitment, and most of all just enjoy it. Enjoy what you're doing. Yeah, there'll be a few fast 40-year-olds about, but hopefully I can be one of them.
So Joe, I'm just going to start by asking you, how does it feel to be here?
It's brilliant. I mean, just sat in this arena, it's what, 90 years ago Olympics were here. It's got a load of character, a load of history.
That's iconic in itself, isn't it? To actually finish in a stadium for a half marathon. It's quite a rare thing, isn't it?
I've never done it. You know, I've been racing 6 years. I've never finished in a stadium, and to say you're finishing in an Olympic stadium, that's something really special.
Aside from the stadium, what are you most looking forward to about the course?
Just getting out there amongst it. I've been to Amsterdam once before, but I didn't really see that much of the city. I think the course looks like it takes in a lot of Amsterdam. Seeing the canal, seeing the beauty of Amsterdam, and then obviously coming back into the stadium for the finish, it should be a really good race.
And how's the training been going?
It's been going well, just off back of a track season, so trying to keep a little bit of speedient legs, upping my mileage a little bit. Hopefully I've got the speedient legs, but I've got a bit of stamina as well, so hopefully it's a good mix to combine into a good race.
And to put it in perspective, what are you sort of aiming to do? What kind of time?
So I mean, I've heard from a lot of people it's a lightning course, so a PB would be nice, so anything low 66s.
And talking of speed, I know you've been training in your new secret Mizuno super shoe. We can't talk about the technology of the shoe, but just give us a little sample and a little taste of what that's been like. I mean, you're going to race in it tomorrow. How does it feel? I'm
really excited. I've done a couple of sessions in them and they're ridiculously quick. They're not like a trainer that I've ever really wore before. They're really bouncy, really spongy. You just feel so quick in them. You've got a real boost when you put them on. Yeah, I think they're going to be suited to, I'd say any distance races, 10k, half marathon, marathon. I think they're going to be a really super shoe when they're launched.
So I'm with our athlete Ben Walmsley, who is going to compete in the marathon distance tomorrow, which starts and finishes in this stadium. I mean, wow, incredible, eh?
Yeah, what an amazing stadium. Yeah, loads of history. for the 1928 Olympics. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Is this your first marathon, Ben?
Yeah, this is actually my first marathon, so extra excitement as well. So
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, how long have you been training for it?
at the beginning of the year, I was training for half marathons, so I've kind of just built up my mileage for that. The last 3 months, my mileage has kind of built up even more. So I've been doing, you know, around 80 miles a week, and I've kind of tapered down a little bit this last couple of weeks.
And you're feeling good? You're feeling strong?
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, I feel pretty good.
What kind of time are you aiming for?
So I'm hoping for around 2:40, but who knows, it might be quicker. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Have you any tips for anybody training for a marathon?
Just get plenty of mileage in, loads of base mileage, lots of easy runs to accompany your faster sessions.
What are you going to eat tomorrow before the race? I mean, I'm quite interested because I'm not a marathon runner myself, but I'd just like to understand what the best kind of pre-race nutrition is for somebody who's doing a marathon.
Well, we'll see, but I'm going to be aiming for probably eating more something like porridge or like oats or something, and I'll probably eat around 6 o'clock. The race is at around 9, so yeah, I want to be giving myself plenty of time.
Have you been training at that same time when you've been doing, you know, in the build to marathon, your longer runs, for example, just to get your body used to, you know, that effort at that particular time of the day?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I have actually. So my longer runs, especially on the Sunday, so like the Sunday is my long run day, just to get me used to running those sort of long distances around that time. So yeah.
Well, I just want to wish you the best of luck, Ben. I'm sure we're going to have loads to celebrate tomorrow and enjoy this amazing stadium and the atmosphere tomorrow.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thanks for this opportunity.
So I'm here in Amsterdam with our athlete Eleanor Bolton, who is running the half marathon distance tomorrow. We're here on the track for the final session before she races tomorrow. And Eleanor, how are you feeling before the race?
Really good, I'm feeling excited. I'm hoping it's going to be a quick one. Sounds like it could be, it's got the potential, so yeah, ready to go.
And it's not the first time in Amsterdam, is it?
No, second time in Amsterdam, but I've never run here before. So yeah, first experience of running here, first experience of kind of a city race, so yeah, really excited.
Is this your first half marathon?
It is my first half marathon, yep, debuting this time.
I'm expecting you to go pretty quick. What sort of time were we talking?
I'd love to be 75 or under. I think that's kind of where I'm at the moment, so yeah, we'll see.
The training and preparation, have you done a lot of things differently in training ready for this than you usually would?
I always like doing big miles in training, so I think everything kind of slots together towards a half marathon anyway. My favourite is doing like cross-country training, and that makes you strong, so hopefully it'll make me strong enough to do a half as well.
And what have you heard about Amsterdam as a course?
Well, I've heard it's very quick, very flat. Found that today when I've just been doing a bit of a shakeout jog. It's really, really flat. So yeah, I think it'll be a quick one. Good crowds, exciting.
The marathon starts in the stadium, but the half also finishes in the stadium. I mean, that's pretty special, isn't it?
I think that's really exciting. What a good way to finish a race. Like, I like track running as well, so I can do my little finish on the track as well. It'll be really exciting to finish there.
Hopefully the atmosphere will really keep you going, keep you pushed all the way, and that final straight you'll be gunning for the line.
Yeah, when I'm tired, that'll force the sprint finish.
Now, just a quick one before you go. You have been testing and you are going to be racing in some Mizuno super shoes. Now, we can't say too much about these shoes. I mean, they are under embargo at the moment, but what I would like to know is your thoughts on them so far, so we know what to expect.
Yeah, I am really excited to race in them. Done a few sessions and they do feel really good, really responsive. So yeah, just excited to actually put them into practice in a race.
Excellent. Well, listen, I want to wish you the best of luck. I'll be watching and I'll be cheering from the sidelines tomorrow. Have a great race.
Thanks, Ben.
Got our two Sport Shoes athletes with us. I've got Ben Fish and I've got Fabio with us from Italy, all the way from Italy. This is the golden generation of runners. Ben's been running a long time, so has Fabio, so have I. These are two quality athletes. I'd like to put myself in the same category, but I'm not quite sure I'm there yet. Ben, I'm going to start with you first of all. 14 years ago you came to Amsterdam and you're back for the marathon.
Yeah.
Tell me how you're feeling.
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, it's, I really enjoyed it last time I did it, all them years ago. So yeah, it's a great event, brilliant course.
Just out of interest, what time did you run back then?
2:25.
Wow, I mean, that is serious. That's serious time, yeah. Tomorrow we're hoping for something similar?
That would be nice, yeah. If it'd be under 2:25, I would definitely be happy with that.
Amazing, you're an inspiration. It's good to know that you're still going strong 40 years old.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And Fabio, the first time in Amsterdam for you?
Yeah, first time in Amsterdam.
But obviously not the first marathon.
Not the first marathon, I've done some before.
And we had Milan earlier this year. The time for Milan, what was that?
Yeah, Milan was 2:32 and something.
And the time we're expecting tomorrow, what are we aiming for?
2:40.
That would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Excellent. And what have you heard about Amsterdam as a course?
I heard it's very fast, and I heard that people is very warm to you and cheering at you in a very particular way.
Excellent. And Ben, what was your favourite thing about when you did Amsterdam the first time round?
Oh, the atmosphere was incredible. Starting and finishing in the Olympic Stadium was fantastic.
That's pretty.
It's a grand finish for a marathon.
It's pretty special, isn't it? 1928 was when the Olympics was on. Yeah, amazing. And there's not many marathons that actually do that, where you start and finish in such an iconic location, is it?
Yeah, it's a lot better than finishing down, finishing Penn down the road somewhere. So brilliant.
And training been going well?
Yeah, past few weeks have gone as well as I could have hoped. So
excellent. Feeling strong. And Fabio, training been going well for you?
Yeah, training going well, and was quite short. Despite the other times, I spent only 5 weeks training because the summer was too hot for running, and I had to slow down the pace.
Yeah,
well,
I understand. Yeah, I mean you're both very experienced marathon runners, both experienced runners in general. Have you got any tips for budding marathoners out there?
It's just being patient, taking your time, believing in a training program that you're doing and seeing it through, trying not to change things too much and don't expect results overnight. Just enjoy it and keep the consistency over months and weeks.
It's really, really great advice. And Fabio, have you anything to offer us?
Totally agree with my colleague, and I can add the fact to drink and eat. Drink and eat are fundamental.
These are two things I do very well, so this is good advice to me. This is welcome advice, Fabio. Thank you for this. Yeah, I'm going to take that one. I'll remember this. Now, finally, you've been training and hopefully you're going to be racing in some Mizuno super shoes. Now, they're not yet to hit the market, so we've got to be very careful about what we say. But Ben, can you just tell me how your first impressions are of the shoe?
Yeah, well, I first tried them a couple of weeks ago on a tempo run, and it almost felt like they wanted to just throw you forwards, really. So it's very responsive. You do really feel like you're bouncing along, bounding along the roads in them. So yeah, excited to try them out tomorrow.
Maybe we're going to beat that time from 14 years ago, we think, tomorrow then, yeah?
Oh, hopefully, yeah. That's the plan.
It'll certainly help, yeah? And Fabio, your first impressions of the shoe?
My first impression are really fast, really light, and really comfortable. That is not a quality that is easy to find with super shoes.
We've lots to look forward to then tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. Okay, so stay tuned, join us, and hopefully these guys are going to have a great run. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
After months of preparation and training, the day has finally arrived. We're here outside the stadium. It's marathon day, it's half marathon day. The athletes are ready, the weather's fantastic. Let's do this. So I'm with Ben and Fabio. The marathon is over, the hard miles have been done, it's time to relax, but I'm just going to ask these guys a few questions about how that experience was today. So I'll start with Ben. 14 years ago, you were in Amsterdam and did the marathon. Remind us of the time.
It was 2:25 then.
And today, drum roll,
2:23. So,
2:23. Wow, it's incredible. I mean, you've got to be real happy with that.
yeah, very happy with that. Yeah, that went as well as I could have hoped, really.
Yeah, just talk us through the day. I mean, were you feeling strong all the way through?
Not particularly. I mean, early on I felt, it's always hard to gauge early on in the marathon how you feel, so I felt controlled, and then you sort of getting up to 15 kilometres thinking, we'll wait and see how it's going, and then I felt stronger as the race went on, really. So,
Yeah.
Probably struggled, it was tough in the last few kilometres, but sort of from 25k felt pretty good, really.
I think you can always expect the highs and the lows of the marathon. Is that right? You're not going to feel strong all the way through the race?
Yeah, I think that can be the case, and I think it's trying to gauge where you're putting in that effort and where you're sort of holding yourself back a little bit and not trying to commit too early to a pace that might be too hard. So
Yeah.
I felt that I just kept it in check enough in that first sort of 10-15 kilometres.
Yeah, it's a really strong, sensible race then, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was one of my better
Yeah.
judged races for the marathon.
I'm really pleased for you. Well done.
Thanks.
Yeah. And Fabio, how was your experience today?
Well, I hoped something better, but anyway, the marathon doesn't lie. When you are running a marathon, you cannot lie, and my training program wasn't performed enough and long enough to have a good race, so I ended up in 2 hour 44 and struggling you can find where the suffering position is and push it a step away. So it's a good starting point for my next one.
But you showed some character and determination to get through this one today.
Yeah, of course.
It's not always easy, is it?
No,
the marathon is tough.
Yeah, last 8Ks were like 16Ks instead of 8. And well, sometimes happen and you have to keep on and go on.
But you enjoyed the atmosphere today?
Yeah, atmosphere was great, absolutely great. People cheering at you, calling by your name. Yeah, without the public, without everyone cheering at me, I think I would stop at 34K.
Yes, yeah. And just talk me through what you were wearing today. I know we cannot mention the shoes, but how did they feel? You had some super shoes on today?
Wow, shoes was a surprise. I had really high expectation, but was far above my expectation.
Yeah.
Incredible, very smooth, very, very fast. Can't wait to do a real marathon, better trained marathon with them.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to that again. Yeah, using them again. Fantastic. And Ben, same question. How did they feel?
They felt fantastic. It felt like I was running quite slow in the pack, but when the splits were coming through, it was going at a decent pace, and that was the thing I noticed with them.
That's a great sign, then, isn't it?
Yeah, I felt it was very relaxed and running a good pace in them. So
we spoke earlier, and you mentioned obviously you've run a faster time this year, but your position was lower than the last time you did this race 14 years ago. So that's obviously the standard of the marathon has picked up. You think also?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's bigger than last time. I mean, the atmosphere was still great, like it was last time. I mean, that was always there.
That's what you remembered. Yeah.
The depth was phenomenal today.
Yeah, it's great for the sport, though, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. And this, I mean, this is a huge marathon, and the depth. I mean, I think 17 people broke 2 hours 10. So
wow, I mean that's incredible, isn't it? Yeah, that's a real standard. And just last question, what was the highlight of today in terms of the marathon? Something you'll remember from the race?
I think just the atmosphere coming back. I remember Vondel Park, coming through Vondel Park last time when I did it, and you're coming out of there and then you're on the sort of final long drag to the stadium, and the shouting in the crowd sort of helps you through all that, because I think if it was a quiet road, quiet with not much atmosphere, it'd be a pretty lonely, miserable run back to the stadium, and that just sort of helps get you through those last sort of few kilometres. So that's definitely the experience of that, and coming in and finishing at the stadium. I love that kind of finish in a race.
Sounds iconic. It sounds great.
Iconic.
And for you, Fabio, the highlight for today?
Highlight for today, for sure, the part on the Amstel channel was amazing.
Because of the crowds, or
because
where
there
you were?
are no crowds and you can feel yourself. That's not me that I don't like the crowds. Crowds was amazing.
Yeah.
But the contrast between the two parts was really impressive.
Yes,
you run alone is a marathon where you have the cheer of the people, but also you can run alone and feel yourself and feel the race.
So you have that balance.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I have a question for Ben. Was the same course as the previous time you've done it?
From what I remember, it was, yeah. I remember what you were talking about there, it's kind of quite nice and tranquil, isn't it? It's a bit of a break from the whole sort of G'ing up that you get from the crowd, and you can just sort of relax and settle into your rhythm. And I do remember going along there last time I did it. So it was pretty much the same for what I remember.
Well, finally, guys, well done. Amazing times, amazing performances. Maybe we do this again next year.
Yeah.
We'll see. Thank you. So I'm here with two of our athletes, Joe and Ben, who've competed in the Amsterdam Half Marathon and Full Marathon. And I'm just going to start by asking Ben a few questions. Ben, it was your marathon debut. How was the experience?
Yeah, it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed seeing Amsterdam. I felt pretty good as well in the marathon up until about mile sort of 2021 when it really started to hurt. But overall I really enjoyed it.
I mean, with the marathon distance, you're never going to have a high for the full distance, are you? So inevitably you had a tough time at the end, but you hung in there. And you got yourself a really good time. I mean, it's a great time for a debut, isn't it? You've got to be happy with that. So the time was 2:35?
Yeah, 2:35.40 I think it was when I crossed the line. Yeah, I'm over the moon with it. You know, my initial target was around 2:40, so to get sort of 5 minutes quicker, then I'm over the moon with it.
And has that inspired you to run another marathon? Perhaps even try and improve on that time even more?
Maybe we'll give it a week before I think about it, but I think probably I'll give one another go. And there's a few things I can change in my training to kind of improve on that. Maybe do more longer runs and maybe actually go over the distance as well. In training to sort of get my mind prepared to do that sort of thing.
Because we spoke yesterday and you ran up to 23 miles in training.
Yeah.
So you think maybe take it up to 26 at least, or maybe even beyond the marathon distance, just so you're used to running that extra bit in the actual race.
For me personally, I think I need to go beyond the distance, just so I can mentally prepare for sort of actually getting to that distance as well. Because once I got to sort of mile 20 and 23, you know, it's a kind of a mental battle at that point. Whereas if I know I've done it in training, it'll feel much easier. Like in my mind, I'll know I'll be able to complete the marathon and maintain the consistent pace as well. So,
but it's a good learning curve, and congratulations. I mean, it's a fantastic time and a great debut. Well done.
Thank you.
And Joe, equally fantastic performance yesterday. 67 minutes for the half. Yeah. And it's not your first half, but it was your first time at Amsterdam. How was that for you?
I thought it was brilliant. The whole weekend were fantastic. The atmosphere is not. I've done quite a few half marathons these last couple of years, but this one was definitely the best atmosphere. The race itself were hard, especially after 6 miles. It started getting tough. It got windy and warm. But the encouragement, you dropped into Amsterdam at about 7 or 8 miles, and then through the park to the finish. It were a great finish, great experience.
And somebody said yesterday what they liked about the marathon was the fact that you had some quiet areas of Amsterdam, then intensely busy areas, then you were finishing in the stadium. I mean, it was a real mixture of atmosphere and setting, wasn't it? Is that what you enjoyed most about the marathon?
Definitely. I think it was like a race of 2 halves. The first 6 miles you were kind of out in the sticks, a lot of greenery, and then you came into Amsterdam and obviously it erupted a little bit. There were a lot of people there, a lot of encouragement. So it was definitely like a race of 2 hours, but the last bit definitely give you encouragement when you needed it most.
Yeah, and one thing apart from your time I haven't mentioned is the fact that you were 5th in the race, which is an amazing achievement. And you were actually, I saw you finish, you were really close to 4th as well, weren't you? So was it quite competitive at the front all the way through the race?
It was. We were in a group of 3. The lad who just beat me, I was catching him at finish, but he saved a little bit of a kick just at finish. But I'm happy with 5th. I'd have liked to have been a little bit quicker, but I think the conditions made it a bit difficult.
Yeah, I could see that when you were coming into the finish, you needed another lap. I think you would have got it. Just finally, guys, you both tested and you raced in a new pair of shoes from Mizuno. We can't talk too much about those shoes, other than the fact I want to know first impressions from the first race that you've done in them. What were they like, Ben?
Oh, they were superb. I felt there was loads of support, especially in like the sort of for the forefront. So if you're a forefront runner, lots of support around there. Especially those kind of the latter stages of the marathon. I felt that they supported me through that.
Excellent.
Yeah, really.
So you enjoyed wearing them? That's great.
Absolutely, yeah.
Brilliant. And yourself, Joe?
Yeah, definitely. I think your forefront and your midsole, they definitely give you cushioning to propel you forward. The best shoes I've ever raced in, to be honest. I'm looking forward to giving them a go over like 10k, something a bit quicker.
Yeah.
Because I think they'd suit that. They're a quicker shoe, especially on like a straight track. They'll be really quick.
Yeah, that's great to know. So looking forward to those coming out next year.
Definitely.
Well, huge congratulations again, guys. Well done, and hopefully we can do it again soon.
Thank you.
Cheers. So I'm here with our sports shoes athlete, Eleanor Bolton, who competed in the half marathon at Amsterdam. Eleanor, I think it's safe to say that it's been a mixture of emotions this weekend, because unfortunately yesterday you picked up an injury during the race. Well, actually it was something that was niggling you before the race, wasn't it? And it got to a point where you had to retire from the race, and that was a very sensible decision to make, because obviously health comes first, and that's a really important thing to mention. But aside from this, just talk to us about how the race unfolded before that point.
Yeah, it wasn't my day at the office yesterday, but I'd been for a bit of a shakeout in the morning, and it had been alright, but I'd felt it. And then warming up, I put the Mizuno SportsShoes on and thought, right, no, I'm alright. I did a quick 10 minutes kind of warm up, and thought, no, it will be alright to get going. And so we set off, and I felt really comfortable actually. If I take nothing else from the race, I think I felt quite fit. I was sat behind the first lady who actually won it in the end. And the atmosphere was great, just setting off the first 3 miles. I was feeling really comfortable, getting great support, a lot of shouts from the crowd, had my name on my number. So it was a really good atmosphere, and it felt really good for that first 3 miles. It was one of those things that I'd had a bit of a niggle, and it just started to flare up after about 5k, and just had to think about the rest of the season and prioritising that. But yeah, it was a really good race. I definitely want to come back and prove a point. Yeah, and I think you've summed it up really nicely there. There's plenty of positives to take from it. I think you made the right decision, the sensible decision to pull out of the race, and that's important for our customers, because if somebody's watching this and has the same kind of experience where they're in a race and they're not sure what to do, it's safety first, isn't it? And you've got the rest of the season to think about. We both know, we're both experienced runners, that we have highs and lows as runners, don't we? Some days you're winning races, you're breaking records, and some days it doesn't work out the way you want for various different reasons. But I think it makes those times when you do win races a lot more special, because it's never plain sailing, is it? Yeah, 100%. And you learn so much from every experience, and you probably learn more from the bad experiences than the good experiences. And today, yesterday it was my first kind of big city event. And just things like when you need to be getting to the start line, it was so busy actually, trying to push to the front of the line, learning those kind of things, and yeah, it was a good experience, whatever, and just remembering that maybe I need to put my feet up a bit more and not think I'm totally invincible and can do absolutely everything. So a good learning experience, if nothing else. Brilliant. And listen, we're really proud of you as always, and I'm hoping we can come back and maybe do it again, because as you said before, you were right up at the front. I think you were challenging for the win, and I think next year we could go for that win, couldn't we? Yeah, there's nothing more annoying than looking at the times afterwards and thinking, I felt good, I was with her, I could have run that time. But yeah, I've got to take that as a bit of a confidence boost, that my legs felt good, my breathing felt controlled. It was just something else out of my control, and next time we'll be back. Yeah, these things happen, and I'm glad that you were able to take some positives from the weekend as a whole as well, because as you said, the atmosphere is amazing and the crowds were fantastic, the day was good, and let's try and do this next year. And 100%. Best of luck for the rest of this season. I hope it's not too serious and we can rest up and you can be back at it soon enough. Yeah, you'll see me on the cross country soon, don't worry. Fantastic, thank you very much, Eleanor. Yeah. Cheers. So that's a wrap, folks. Amsterdam Marathon is over for another year, but you've got plenty to get excited about. The brand new shoe from Mizuno is out next year in 2023, and boy is it fast. Stay tuned on our social channels and our YouTube to find out more about this exciting new shoe as it launches in early next year.